Hey, Stats Pack. Welcome back to the podcast. I hope everybody's doing well. Going to go over the game last night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to go super into detail about it because I'm going to be talking with Stefan later today. Probably upload that podcast tomorrow on the game. So, jumping in on the game yesterday, I'll just start off with some thoughts that Dak and Brady just played awesome. I think there was barely any run game between the two teams, with Dak Prescott throwing the ball for 58 times and Tom Brady throwing for 50 times. Dak had 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Brady had 379 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Both of those picks were not his fault. There was a lot of drop balls. It was a sloppy game for the Buccaneers. However, they looked overall, other than the mistakes, I mean, it was the first game obviously coming out, other than those mistakes like fumbling the ball, not catching the ball, getting it up for interceptions by having not catching it, etc. Brady looked really good. Antonio Brown on top of it, he looked great. 5 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 9 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, 8 receptions, 90 yards for 2 touchdowns. One thing about Rob, he didn't look like he was fast here, but damn, he has really good hands still. He has great hands, and he knows how to get into the right space. Leonard Fournette, 5 catches, 27 yards. Mike Evans, 3 catches, 24 yards. And Giovanni Bernard, the former Bengals, 2 catches, 12 yards. On defense, leading the way was Devin White with 8 tackles. Levante David with 5 tackles. Antonio Winfield Jr. with 5. On to the Cowboys. Like I said, Dak Prescott, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott, 11 carries for 33 yards. Amari Cooper leading the way for the Cowboys. Big game, 13 receptions, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 7 receptions, 104 yards, and a touchdown. He looked great. Dalton Schultz, 6 catches, 45 yards. On the defense, Anthony Brown with 6 tackles, 5 assists. Jaron Kearse, 3 tackles, 6 assists. And Micah Parsons with 3 tackles and 6 assists. Trevon Diggs and Jordan Lewis got the picks for the Cowboys. Okay, I'm going to jump into some little blurbs here from both of the teams after the game. So Cowboys Dak Prescott, farewell to. By the way, I'm going to say it again. Dak Prescott, after coming back from that injury, he looked like a freaking Pro Bowler. He looks really good. Dak Prescott's farewell to Tom Brady sends a message about his confidence. Dak Prescott strode through the double doors of the concrete antechamber, waiting patiently in the corner with his luggage. He had just thrown 403 yards and 3 touchdowns at Raymond James Stadium, as Cowboys falling 31-29 to the Buccaneers in a match more competitive than many expected. Prescott then exchanged a hug and words with Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, bidding 7-time Super Bowl champion farewell with a bold proclamation, "We'll see you again." As in, we'll see you again in the playoffs. Now with his bleeding finger bandage and his uniform swapped from fresh white Cowboys t-shirt he'd wear on the charter home, Prescott awaited the conclusion of receivers Amari Cooper's moments at the podium. Cooper did not glance back to discover his quarterback had arrived. The receiver instead forged on, sharing the message he gave to his entire receiving corps earlier in this week. "We're good. We're not that great." Prescott challenged Cooper in the huddle. "No, we're not trying to be great. We're trying to be the best," Cooper called after a 13-catch night, because there are great teams every year that don't win at all. And it's really stood out to me, though. It changed that. We're not trying to be a good receiving corps. We're trying to be good team. We're not trying to be a good team. We're trying to be a great team. We're trying to be the best. Yeah, they looked good. They looked like a playoff team, for sure. Did they look better than the Buccaneers? No, they did not. If the Buccaneers clean up their act, they're going to roll through a lot of teams. This is Gronk on Brady, reading Cowboys defense. He's been at it. He said he sees it all. He's been playing for 70 years. When Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady hit Rob Gronkowski for an 11-yard touchdown in the third quarter on Thursday night, they weren't running the play as originally called. Instead, they were relying on Brady's audible at the line of scrimmage. Gronkowski said after the game that Brady audible to play, first calling on Gronk to block, then changing it to a play to have Gronk block and receive based on what Brady saw from the Cowboys defense. So Brady made a great call, Gronk said. I was actually en route, and then he checked me into blocking, and then he checked me into blocking and releasing. He sees it all on the field. It's impressive. I mean, the guy's been playing for like 80 years. He's seen everything on defense. Brady is actually starting his 22nd season in the NFL, not his 80th, but it feels like Brady could play for another 80 years. He's showing no signs of slowing down. That is for sure. He looked damn good. He had a rocket last night, just a cannon. He was finding those spots all over the place, and it would have been a blowout if they would have caught all their balls. Kendrick Perkins, it's on the Lakers. Got some Lakers news. Kendrick Perkins says the Lakers could approach 70 wins this season. So Kendrick Perkins proclaimed that the Lakers could win 70 wins this season. I'm going to say no. Golden State's back to full health. The Clippers, Phoenix Suns, they have some competition this year. 60s, yeah, 70s, I'm going to say no way. Maybe I'll eat my words later, but I do not think so. They're an older team, so I believe, someone's going to get hurt. They're going to have to take some rest, etc., etc. Them hitting 70 wins, I highly doubt. All right. Just touching on the teammates in F1, that's Nikita Mazepin and Schumacher, Mick. Mazepin suggests that Schumacher needs protection after Uncle Ralph's outburst. So Mazepin has hit back some comments from Ralf Schumacher, so that's Mick's uncle following Dutch Grand Prix, suggested how his teammate needs protection from his family. The relationship between the rookie duo has soured drastically since the summer break in the wake of the Flashpoint events at the Dutch Grand Prix. Mazepin's late block on Schumacher to start and finish straight that damaged the latter's front wing sparked post-race anger between the pair. Reacting furiously, former Williams and Toyota driver to Uncle Mick, Ralph then told the Sky Deutschland Mick was in a perfect position to overtake when Mazepin twitched and pulled over and even broke the front wing in the process. They're in the two slowest cars in the F1, and they're just going at it. Look, they're fighting for a job. They're fighting for space on the team. Obviously, Nikita, being that his dad has all the money, I think he's in a much better spot than Mick is at keeping his job. We shall see. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Stats Beast podcast. I'm your host, Jason St. Clair. Take care, and I hope everybody's doing well. Bye.